Prodigal Son. The beginning. In a small village, there lived a kind-hearted father with two sons. One day, the younger son approached his father with an unexpected request. "Father, give me my share of the inheritance now. I want to live my life the way I want." This request deeply hurt the father because, traditionally, an inheritance was given only after the parents' passing. Despite the pain, the father agreed and divided his wealth, giving the younger son his portion. The journey of the younger son. With his inheritance in hand, the younger son set off to a distant land. There, he indulged in a reckless and extravagant lifestyle, spending all his money. Before long, he found himself penniless. And to make matters worse, a severe famine struck the region. Desperate to survive, he took a job feeding pigs, the lowest of jobs, especially for a Jewish man. As he watched the pigs eat, he found himself so hungry that he longed to eat the food meant for the pigs. At that moment, he thought of home and realized, even my father's servants have food to eat and a roof over their heads. If I go back, perhaps I can at least work for my father as a servant. The decision to return. After much contemplation, the younger son decided to return home. On his way back, he rehearsed what he would say to his father. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Please take me in as one of your hired servants." He walked with a heavy heart, full of shame and fear. Unsure of how his father would respond, would he be rejected? Or would his father even speak to him again? The father's response. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him. Filled with compassion, the father ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son began his rehearsed speech. "Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am not worthy to be called your son." But before he could finish, the father interrupted him with joy. "Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Place a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Kill the fattened calf, we must celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." The elder son's resentment. Meanwhile, the older son returned from working in the field. Hearing the celebration, he asked a servant what was happening. When he learned that his younger brother had returned and was being celebrated, he became angry and refused to go inside. The father went out to plead with him, but the elder son said, "I have been serving you faithfully all these years. Yet you never even gave me a young goat to celebrate with my friends. But this son of yours, who squandered your wealth, returns, and you honor him with a feast." The father replied gently, "My son, you are always with me, and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad, because this brother of yours was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." Lessons from the story. 1. Unconditional love. The father's love in this parable reflects God's love for humanity, boundless and without conditions. No matter how far we stray, God waits for us to return with open arms. 2. Forgiveness and new beginnings. The younger son's story teaches us that it's never too late to turn back to God. No matter how great our mistakes, God is always ready to forgive and offer us a fresh start. 3. Jealousy and perspective. The elder son's reaction mirrors the human tendency to compare and seek fairness. Yet God's justice operates on love and mercy rather than human standards. This reminds us to celebrate others' redemption and to extend grace just as God does. Reflection. In today's world, forgiveness is often difficult, especially when someone has wronged us. But this story encourages us to show mercy and compassion, just as God shows to us. None of us are perfect, and we all depend on His grace. If you're feeling distant from God or burdened by mistakes, remember that He is always ready to welcome you back, no questions asked. Let this story inspire you to strengthen your relationship with Him today. What about you, dear listener? How can you embrace forgiveness and grace in your life? Perhaps it starts with opening your heart to someone who needs a second chance.